Hi there, Faith Might Grow here. This morning I'm going to be planting a peony. Now I picked this up about a week ago in the garden center. A nice red peony, should get about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. And I think it'll be very nice in this bed behind me here. You can see I have one there, just planted there. I just planted that one. And I've been waiting for the winds to die down so I can show you how I'm going to plant this one here. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is get a nice hole dug for these peonies. Now, like I said, peonies are a very long-lived perennial plant, so you want to make sure you really take the time to prepare their space because they're going to be here for many years. So loosen up the soil, give them a nice wide hole, spread their roots. There, look at all those worms. This is a nice, rich, organic place to live here. So I think the peony will be quite happy. I'm just going to add a little bit of amended soil, just a little extra nutrition in it. It's not actually like manure or compost. They don't want to be too much of that type of thing down by the roots. This also has just a little bit of fine bark chips in it, just to help with drainage because they don't want to sit and rot. It's a nice deep hole. So, nice deep hole, and it's at least twice as wide as the pot here. So, you can see it has nice root structure. And it's been planted down. If you look, if you buy just the root of the peony, which you can also buy, and plant it, you'll see it looks like this. And you want to make sure that when you're planting it, that the crown of the plant, where the buds and the leaves come out, is 1.5 to 2 inches below that crown of the plant. So you can see where these are coming out, where they all join up. You don't want that any deeper. I don't know if you can see that there. So you don't want that part, that junction where all this is coming from, any deeper than 1.5 to 2 inches under soil level. So I'm going to try and keep the soil down below this point when I get it in the ground. So I'm going to turn my plant and decide which way I want looking out at me. I think this is the way I want it to go. So like I said, I want to make sure it's at the proper height. And I'll mix the native soil with the amendments so that it doesn't find one spot with more drainage than another, because that makes the drainage not move through, the rainwater not move through well. Okay, so now that I've made sure the crown is at a nice level, I'm going to give it a nice good drink. And even though the soil was already moist, I still want to give it a good drink just to make sure that the soil has all settled in. And settles down, fills up any air pockets around the roots, because those air pockets will kill a plant. So let that settle in, and then we can fill up any more soil if needed. Looks like it's all tamped in there nicely. So I'm just going to leave it like that for right now. As the weather heats up, I will come along and put some mulch on it, but we've been getting a lot of moisture the last few weeks, and I want to make sure that the soil is able to dry and not holding too much moisture there. When I put the mulch on, I'm going to make sure that I'm not covering the stems. So I'll bring it up to the edge of the plant, but I won't let it touch the plants. I'll leave probably a 1.5 to 3 inch even gap between the mulch and the stems. If you get the mulch up there too close, it'll rot. So there it is. Peony is all planted. You can see I've got the soil level back up the same spot it was when I first took it out of the pot. So just a little bit of that one old stem coming up there. And the crown or the union of all the pieces is at the bottom there under the soil, about 1.5 to 2 inches. I've watered it in to make sure that the soil has all gotten down into the root space and there's no air pockets left. And it's in a nice sunny spot. It'll get full sun for most of the day. And I'll just keep an eye on it now that I've first planted it to just make sure that it stays moist while it's settling in. And after that, I'll only need to make sure that it's getting a little bit of moisture when it gets really dry. So this will be here if you let it settle in and be patient. And I should see this flower come up every year for years to come. Be patient with your peonies. Sometimes it takes them a year or even 2 years to really settle in, and it can take up to 3 years before they bloom. So if you buy a very young piece of root with just 1 or 2 eyes, you might not see blooms for several years. And in fact, you might think it's not growing at all. But they take their time to settle in because they're putting down good roots, and they plan to stay there for a long time once they're established. So I think that'll look really nice there with the lily, and there's a clematis, and there's irises in front. So we'll get interest throughout the season there. So that's how I plant my peonies. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to catch all my videos. See you next time. Bye.